A sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. That's not how the song goes. This is the camera setup. This is crazy. This video is definitely a video I've always thought of doing. Obviously, I've only been filming YouTube videos for like about a month-ish, but whenever I consider myself making YouTube videos, this is the kind of video I always figured I would do, and that is book recommendation videos. I love books. All of the books that I have that are pictured belong to me personally, except for the Harry Potter books, because those are first editions and I cannot get them. Mother bless her soul, they're mine later. So today I'm going to talk about 7 books that I think are great that you might not have actually heard from. One of the books I don't actually own. It's my favorite book, like, ever. So I'm going to start with that book. The first book is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. It looks like this. It came out early 2017, so early this year, about this black girl. I think she's 16. Her best friend is shot by police. It's largely based off of the events of like Trayvon Martin, but it's just a story of kind of how she comes to terms with that. Also, she goes to school at like a really rich, preppy school, and her boyfriend is white. Really funny, really moving, very relevant to the times. And I've read enough books, and that's my favorite. I don't own it yet, because I was waiting for the paperback copy because I'm cheap. I'll put a link to it in the description. I'll put a link to all of these books in the description, as well as a link to my Goodreads account. If you don't know, Goodreads is an app and also a website where you can like store like all of your books, like all of your titles, books you want to read, books you have read, books you own, books you want to buy, and I'm a very active user on that. I'll put my Goodreads account in the description, as well as all of the books I talk about. This book. Hey, past Genera, you did a pretty crappy job of showing the books, so I'm going to hold those up now so that we can go over it, you know, so when I say the book, we can have it. So, How to Be a Person, The Stranger's Guide to College, Sex, Intoxicants, Tacos, and Life Itself. It's just basically like how to survive life as a college kid, which was really useful to me this year. How to get along with people who are different from you. A Guide to America. What no one else will tell you about sex and dating. How to get with a boy if you are a girl. How to get with a gay if you are a gay. How to ask someone out. A few words about manners. How to do laundry. What to do if all your life you have secretly wanted to have sex with someone with the same private parts as you. Like, it's just great. And it's really cute. And it's really humorous. Love it. Next, it's by a well-known author, but people don't often talk about this book. It's Twelfth Night by William Shakespeare, and I know that's very different from the last book, but bear with me. It's about, there's these twins, and there is a shipwreck, and they get separated. It was a girl and a boy twin. Because of the time, the girl has to pretend to be a boy, to get by, because feminism isn't a thing. So she dresses up as a boy, and the king falls in love with her. Meanwhile, she's falling in love with someone else. So there's like a bit of a love triangle going on in there. It's really funny. Shakespeare, like, I think he gets a bad rep sometimes. Obviously, he's Shakespeare, but first play they have you read is Romeo and Juliet, and like, don't shoot me, but I don't think Romeo and Juliet is the best book, but this was definitely a good one. This one, wow. The Skin I'm In by Sharon Flake. This is another book about a black girl. She's in middle school. I think she's in 8th grade. Often gets teased by her classmates because she has darker skin. Like, she's really dark skin. And it's basically about loving yourself. All ages, all races. I mean, there's bullying in it. But if you're having trouble finding yourself, join Malika. Like, it's a really good book. I actually recently recommended this book to a friend and she really liked it. So it just reinforces my point that The Night Circus by Erin Morgenson is a fantastic book. This is one I don't want to like spoil what it's about, so I'm gonna just read the back. I would suggest just opening it and just going for it. But the circus arrives without warning. No announcements precede it. It is simply there when yesterday it was not. Within the black and white striped canvas tent is an utterly unique experience full of breathtaking amazements. It is called the Cirque des Rêves, and it is only open at night. It's so good. There's like, if you like fantasy, like, even if you're not crazy about fantasy, like, it's gotta read it. I don't want to spoil it, but it's good. And there's also like romancy stuff, so if you like romance as well. All right, next book. You'll know about this woman from a recent video, All I Know Now by Carrie Hope Fletcher. It's like tips on growing up gracefully. This is the American edition. The UK edition is yellow, the US version is purple. The difference is that, well, one you could buy in the US and one you can't. Basically, it's just her talking about things you've learned. I think it's good for all ages, but most expressively, I would recommend for like 13 to 15. I read it at 17 and I still learned from it, so not everyone is going to like you, and why that doesn't matter. Turning That Frown Upside Down. How to Get Your Heart Broken, only just a little bit. Really a good growing up book, but yep, 13, 15. Also, I should probably talk about ratings for the other book. How to Be a Person, I would definitely say is 18 and up, or 7, going into college. I Hate You Give, 16 and up, just because there's some things that are kind of violent. 12th Night, read as soon as you feel like you're comfortable reading Shakespeare, read that one. That one's really fun, really cute. There's nothing like terrible in it. The Skin I'm In, 10 to 14. Night Circus, I think 15 would be fine. All right, the last book. This book was actually my favorite book up until May of this year when I read The Hate You Give. The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. It's a bit longer, a little bit of a big book. I'm standing by as the best book I've ever read. Hate You Give is very well done, my favorite, but I think this is just the best, most well-written book I've ever read, just because he keeps it so consistent throughout the entire thing. Ken Follett is fantastic. It's actually based in the like 1100s. Mainly follows this man, Tom, who wants to build a cathedral, but he has to be hired. Meanwhile, his wife is pregnant. He's really poor. They're struggling. Like, this is the ultimate book. Like, every genre is in here, except like not zombies. Sword fights, romance, action, mystery, horror. Only character I've ever wanted to genuinely just like pull out the book and murder. It is like intense. There's like there's some sexual assault. It's relatively explicit and pretty horrifying, and emotionally damaging, and like, holy crap, oh my gosh, hell. This is a book I would recommend for more mature audiences, and it was in Oprah's book club, so I guess maybe this is a book that everyone knows. Maybe everyone knows this book, but whenever I talk about it, everyone's like, have you read The Fault in Their Stars? I do like Tafia's. I do have the signed copy. It's fine, but I'm suggesting books you haven't heard of, probably. And I love John Green. Oh god, I should just cut that out completely. I'm not going to though. But yeah, that's my book number 7. Do you like books? Comment below if you like books. I'm really curious about this. I'm really curious to interact with people, because like, people watch this, but I don't know who it is. If you like this video, instead of hitting the like button, okay, we're switching it up. I'm becoming the worst YouTube person ever. Instead of leaving a thumbs up, comment down below what book sounded the most interesting to you. Or maybe if you have a book suggestion you think I would like, that'd be great. Go ahead and comment below that book, because I love book suggestions. Even though I have hundreds I need to read, I'm still here for it. I'm always here for books. If you like my ramblings, go ahead, check out my channel. I talk about a lot of stuff, travel and books and experiments and some challenging thingy. Look below. And if you do, like, a little bell icon will show up and it'll be like, ding! Click the button if you want to turn on post notifications, so you'll get a notification every single time I post. I never know how to wrap these things up. See y'all on the flip side. Flip side? I'm never saying that again. I'm so sorry that happened.